How's everybody doing today? My name is Steven Rosenberg, this is Ginzburg, and welcome to Marketing Success in Under 10 Minutes. I hope everybody is fired up because we've got a phenomenal show for you guys today. Gene, how are you doing?
I'm doing really well, always excited to be here, always excited to talk about technology and entrepreneurship and digital marketing on our show. So what's in store today, Steven?
Yeah, so today we're going to talk about the power of marketing and the power of media. And what I want to talk about is the importance of you as a person, you as a business owner, you as a leader, being able to change with the direction that the way things are going in terms of media, and how important it is for you to brand yourself as a media person. And I think this is something that's very challenging for a lot of people, because what you also see happening is a lot of, I don't want to call it fake media, but you know, if you scroll through on Facebook or something like that, everybody just posts happy pictures instead of, you know, what's actually going on in the day-to-day. And I think that the power of media has been able to, yes, glorify a lot of things, but I think it also would be valuable for you to open up a side of yourself that would be much more authentic and maybe show some of the not so great things or some of the challenging things. What is your kind of thought on that in terms of, you know, because you do a lot of Facebook advertising. I'm sure if you went to any of your clients and said, hey, I'll bet if you guys showed some of the bad things happening, they would all just like completely say no. Would you agree?
Yes, I would absolutely agree with that. I have, as our audiences know, and as you know, Steven, I've had a digital agency for the last 4 years, and I've worked with dozens of clients at this point, and I can pretty much say that if I were to go to them and be like, well, let's, you know, you have your positives and like your business and your products and your services that you're offering, and everything's great and fantastic and la-di-da, but if I were to open up Pandora's box and be like, what about all of the day-to-day stuff that you do? I'm pretty sure that all of them would say no for the most part. You know, it's honestly, like, we all see, as the outsiders, we always see the great things that people are doing or businesses are doing. But honestly, when you are in the business, we probably all know that it's a big hot mess usually. And you know, I've as a consultant or as a founder of an agency, you know, I have, of course, my business, but at the same time, I have a look into a lot of different businesses too, and yeah, we kind of show a certain side of it to the consumer, and then we, you know, there's also, of course, the back side of it that we don't always or very rarely show to the public or on social media. So I agree. I think it would be very difficult to get that out of an advertiser, of a client, for example, that I have had or have. But when you, one of the things that I wanted to ask you was that you mentioned earlier a media person. So what does that entail? What did you mean by that?
Well, by media person, I just mean, you know, showing or documenting more of your life, including the day-to-day, and not just and only highlighting the great stuff, or, you know, shedding things in a specific light. And what I was going to say with your response is that, okay, so let me ask you this. If then you went to your clients and had a crystal ball and said, hey, if you do this and you can see over the next year, it's going to increase your revenue by 20-fold over the next year if you do these things, how many of them do you think would then say yes? And how many of them...
Yeah, I'm sure that they would say yes if I were to say that this would increase our revenue. But how, I don't know if that, I don't know, that's something that I wouldn't be able to have a crystal ball, because I don't know if that would actually increase our revenue. It could potentially, but then it could potentially be not as positive. It's an interesting point. It's kind of like a double-edged sword, right?
Well, I think what I'm getting at is it's definitely worth trying. And when it comes down to it, and I'm going to wrap in sort of the media component as well, is that you have control. You know, you as the media person, as the owner or whatever, you know, filming these things and getting this stuff on camera is really great, but at the end of the day, you don't have to release anything you don't want to. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're like, oh, this is really, really bad, or you can see this health code violation in the background, or something like that, then you don't have to release it. But I think that people being more honest and upfront and really showing people all the hard work and all the not glamorous things that come along with owning a business could actually do a lot of wonders for increasing your sales, because it differentiates you from everybody in your industry, and it also helps people connect with you as a human being and not just this shiny great business where everything's perfect and nothing ever goes wrong. And so I think
that's true.
Yeah. So, I think this is something that people really need to start thinking a lot more about, because in the upcoming future, you're going to see a lot more people get exposed. I mean, we've already seen it with the internet and the flow of information. People are continuously having more information spread at such a fast rate, and people are getting exposed, good, bad, and ugly, right? But if you're like upfront and own any negative qualities that you have, or not negative qualities that you have, but things that you don't think your shiny little perfect world should be shown, you might be wrong. And I genuinely think that it could help increase sales from a marketing perspective.
Yeah, I think that could potentially be. I mean, the downside of it is that, or not the downside, but like the added step to it is that you would need to have someone like a Gary Vaynerchuk where he's being followed by a videographer all day long.
I mean,
that's it's not. I don't know if that's feasible for.
That's
for
kind
all
of the
us.
Extreme.
It's true, but. I guess if I were to say what do I do on a regular basis when I'm not recording these videos is, I just sit at my desk a lot and I run reports and I look at campaigns and I set up campaigns for my clients. So I don't know, is that an exciting thing that I want to share with the rest of the world?
So here, it could be if you set up a GoPro behind you and you do a time lapse, but so with doing the reports, no, that would not be exciting for anybody to watch on a daily basis. Nobody would tune in. But, hold on, hear me out. If you were to do that over the course of a year, and then be able to show, okay, here's where I started out all my clients at in January, and then like in December, and like show the progress over the course of a year, I think that might be interesting. You could look at the reports.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you can use video. I've actually thought about doing like a weekly roundup of everything that I've done. Like, how many Facebook campaigns have I set up? How many podcasts did I do? How many videos did I record? Like, kind of a weekly stats and posting that to all of my social media. I actually started doing that, but then I kind of forgot about it and stopped, and so I never really went back and like tallied everything up. But that would be kind of interesting to see like what happens in, let's say, a week. A week of a digital marketer, or the life in the week or the day of a digital marketer. I think, that could be interesting to kind of show hard stats. Be like, okay, I recorded 2 videos this week, and I was a guest on 2 podcasts, and I set up 5 Facebook campaigns, and, so...
Right?
So, yeah, that would be kind of interesting, I think.
So, yeah, the point of the message that I'm trying to get across is just try to start being more open to sharing not just the perfect side of your world, whether you're a business owner or not. I think information is continuing to just become more readily available, and it will really help you in the long run. So that's
I think what we should do is like create a reality TV show called like The Real Life of Digital Marketers.
Yeah, great idea. The Real Life.
I thought about that before. It's like, why haven't people done that? It's probably boring because you just sit there and run reports all day long.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks everybody. And if you have any ideas about what we talked about, do you want to make your social media presence more authentic and more genuine, and not just have the perfect little shiny world that you have, but also add in additional things on your social media? Let us know what you think, and if you have done that, we'd love to see it as well.
Awesome. See you later.
Thanks.
Thanks so much for watching. We hope you'll continue to get involved and join us as we help you find success in your entrepreneurial journey. Please follow, like, and share with others who will find this beneficial. We'll see you on the next episode of Marketing Success in Under 10 Minutes with Stephen and Jean.